Here it is, the Ultimate Warrior from the Target exclusive Legends line, based off Warrior's final appearance in the WWE. A must-have figure. I need 3 of them. Mint on card, loose, and then one for my office. Just an awesome, awesome figure. Next up from the same series, the Target exclusive Legends line, Jake the Snake Roberts in Chase and regular edition. Nice to get this Jake. I love this one. Paul Orndorff in the line. Another great one we have not had in a while with full red robe. That's Paul Orndorff to me. And finally, in the Legends line, Eddie Guerrero. A later day Eddie. One that we needed in that form, that's for sure. Now we move on to the Ultimate Editions, and it looks like The Rock is going to be an Amazon exclusive. Get this one while you can. This should be pretty popular. Also, another exclusive to Ringside, Charlotte Flair. Hopefully this one doesn't peg warm like her last Elite, but the figure looks very solid. Next up is the Fiend Ultimate Edition. This is going to be a big one. This will be the defining Fiend figure. It's going to put the SummerSlam Elite to shame by the looks of things with the coat and the belt. A slam dunk by the looks of things. Next up is the Ultimate Edition, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Hogan's dramatic return to the line. This is going to be one of the most popular figures of the year by far. A lot of people are going to be wanting that one, that is for sure. Slam dunk. Next up, I believe, is some 2021 Ultimate Editions. Kind of a weird one for the Macho Man. We're glad to have a Macho Man in the line, but just seems like a weird attire choice for an Ultimate. Same thing can be said about Edge, an Ultimate of his later day 2020 look. I think a lot of people would rather have a classic Edge figure. I also do not like that second head scan at all. Time for another one that just blew me away. Superstar Billy Graham, one of my older favorite wrestlers. I bought 2 of these to display, one with the younger head, one with the older head. Probably one of my most anticipated figures of 2020, as I love the Superstar. Next up, Big E returns to the line with the pancake accessory. I applaud myself for playing the long game, not buying that basic pack a few months back with the pancakes. I said someday they'll have them in Elite, and I won the long game for once. Next up, we got a future peg warmer in Daniel Bryan with both looks, the Wild Man look and the regular look. This one almost looks like a repack figure already. I have a bad feeling we'll see that one around for a long time. This is where I should have played the long game. I love that new Roman Reigns hair back head scan. I bought it on the basic. Now they come out with the Elite later. I love this idea of Bobby Fish. There's 2 versions, a regular and a chase. A great way to get a smaller time player, I guess you would say. 2 figures right away. I love when they do that with the chase figures, because we're not going to get a Bobby Fish in every other set. And now another home run figure, Io Shirai, first time in the line. Just an awesome face scan, just an awesome all-around figure. I love that jacket accessory, slam dunk. And it looks like we're getting another Randy Orton. Okay, we've had a million Randy Ortons. Just seems too soon based on the last one, and I really love that last Randy Orton Elite. Now we have Naomi in Elite 78, the regular and chase version. This was originally a Walgreens exclusive that got canceled. I'm glad they found a home for it, getting 2 Naomis out right away. Another clever figure, very cool in package, Drake Maverick with the Maverick 24/7 shirt and the R-Truth Wanted poster. Very, very cool. Next up, we got Xavier Woods. I will definitely display him with that secondary Stevie Wonder-like head. Just an awesome figure with that extra head. With the longest gap in the history of Elites, R-Truth finally getting another Elite figure with the 24/7 title. Long overdue figure. Another most anticipated figure for me is the first Elite Matt Riddle. I've followed Matt Riddle since the MMA days, so I love Matt Riddle stuff, and I can't wait for that Elite figure. Next up, one of the most disappointing packs from Mattel in a long time. It's not what I was expecting from this moment between Bret Hart and Goldberg. What's it take to get Bret Hart without the hair in his face? I would love to see the jean shorts, a generic hockey jersey. I think that pack could have been so much better. Talk about blowing away expectations. Mattel absolutely killed it with Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders. Both figures with great accessories, great tattoo work, great beards. Just took some time and really did this one right by the prototype images we've seen. I cannot wait for this set. Similar to the Bobby Fish earlier, we get Kyle O'Reilly in two versions, a chase and regular. I love, just like Bobby Fish, that they put two of his figures in the same line. Awesome, awesome idea. Only gripe for this figure is the molded shirt. I'd rather have a soft goods. I'll have to get an aftermarket soft goods shirt for him. Next up, we got Kevin Owens with the new tattoo work. Something about his eyes and face is just off for me. I'm not sure what it is. Hopefully it gets improved. Rocky Johnson comes from the I was not expecting this line of figures. Awesome they gave him his robe. Hopefully his tattoos are added. But this was kind of one that nobody really expected that came out of left field. But I will gladly accept it. Next up is another one that's going to be a massive success. Keith Lee's first Elite figure. They really killed this one. I think I read or heard somewhere this will also be the chase in a different color. John Morrison returns to the line after a lengthy absence. I'm hoping they add a nice jacket similar to his earlier Elites to this one. And then we get Rob Gronkowski. A disappointment and a miss for me. I think this would have served better as a basic figure. I think that would have made people a lot happier than wasting an Elite spot. First time in the line, Rhea Ripley. We saw her grayed out render previously. Now we get the full show. Going to be a one figure that I'll definitely have to have. Who am I kidding myself? I'll be getting all these. Now we get the Walmart exclusive fan vote line with Adam Cole. Not the one I was choosing, but it is what it is if the fans truly voted. But that was not the Adam Cole I wanted. And in the same fashion, Seth Rollins. This was not the Seth Rollins I wanted. I wanted the Chicago Bulls Survivor Series gear, partially because I was at that Survivor Series show. Here we got Shayna Baszler. I really didn't have a dog in the fight for this one. I didn't really care what they did as they all seem to be about the same. I would have liked to seen a different head scan with her hair down, however. Then the final figure in the fan takeover is the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Once again, not the one I voted for, probably the one I wanted the least, as we already have this one. I would have rather had a different Ricky Steamboat figure, that is for sure. Evil Bailey returns to the line. Finally, a new Bailey Elite, and this one looks awesome. I love the Tube Man destroyed. That is a neat accessory and a neat thing they did there, that is for sure. This should be a really good figure. Next up, two awesome flashbacks. I love Jerry the King Lawler, and I love this gear from, I believe, early 90s or so. And then you got Mae Young. We had her in the Jakks Classic. It's interesting that Mattel gave her an updated version with crown. We also get that Mae Young trophy with her, which is a nice touch, that's for sure. Stunning Steve Austin makes his first appearance in the line. We haven't had him since Jakks Classic Superstars. You guys better go back and get that Brian Pillman from a few years back, because I think the price on that one's about ready to explode so people can have the tag team. And we get the British Bulldogs version of Davey Boy Smith. Where's Dynamite Kid? We need a Dynamite Kid to go with this one. We're halfway there. I love the Matilda accessory, but I'll probably put that Matilda with Davey's other Elite, as it makes more sense unless we get Dynamite with it. We got Angel Garza, first time Elite. Also Kushida, which is a really cool figure, first time Elite. I love the accessories with the glasses and the vest coat. We already talked about the Io Shirai. First Elites of Bianca and the Street Profits. Just absolutely killed it by the looks of these. I assume the final product will even be better than the prototypes, we hope. But 3 slam dunk figures. Way to go, Mattel. And from the I'm surprised it took this long department, Baron Corbin, King Corbin with full regalia. Going to be a good figure. It's one you really need in your Elite set. And then in Alexa Bliss, they finally got her face scan right. I think they finally hit a slam dunk and finally honed in on that one. Now they just need to make a proper Sasha Banks, and they'll right a lot of wrongs out there. Now we get the Walmart 30 Years Undertaker exclusive. I'm not sure if this is going to be in an Elite line or going to be a separate one-off where they'll have like a case of 8 of just that Undertaker figure. I guess there's more to come on that one, but a cool tribute, that's for sure. And we get another Ricochet Elite. I really wish we could get that Nightwing one as an Elite, but this I guess we'll have to do as his next Elite figure. I know he's popular. It's just kind of middle of the road for me. Ringside exclusive Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse edition with puppets. A cool concept. I just hope this is just kind of an early stages prototype because they need a lot more done to this figure. There's just something totally off with it. Now this is exciting. The Target Legends line, Nikolai Volkov in the USA edition. We've needed another Nikolai for a long time as he was in an early 2-pack a long time ago with the Iron Sheik. And then I'm very excited about this Ted DiBiase regular version and Chase version with extra heads. Really 2 different figures. You put a different head on each one, totally different. 2 iconic suits that I'm glad they're finally making. We did have that black suit with soft goods in the entrance grates line. I'm glad we're going to get a molded version this time. Just a total slam dunk on the Ted DiBiase figures. And from the out of left field department, 2 Dream Team Brutus the Barber beefcakes, really pre-Barber actually, during his time with Greg Valentine, with silver tag title. You get both of them, you get 2 sets, or you get a set of the belts. That's another slam dunk, and really a deep Brutus cut I would not assume we would get. We are also getting an updated Diamond Dallas Page from his WWE run, very similar to the Jakks Classic Superstars edition. But a welcome figure, that's for sure. I don't mind it being in this Legends set. Next, we got the WrestleMania 2 2-pack. Mr. T, Roddy Piper, boxing gloves, an iconic pack. We're getting to get a lot of Mr. T's. I'm curious for how long they signed him for likenesses. If it's only a year, we're going to see a ton of Mr. T's this year, I have a feeling. But a very, very cool set that a lot of people are going to want. I believe these are Walmart exclusive. It'll be a figure of Andre, a figure of Macho Man with the ring cart. It'll be 2 different packs. The ring cart's a cool accessory, but they both look to be basic figures. I never heard that specifically said, but that's by the looks of it, looks like the way they're going to go. It'll be interesting how well those sell. In the upcoming WrestleMania Build-A-Figure line, we're going to have Paul Ellering. They're finally finding a use for this Paul Ellering they've had for a long time. They're giving us Rocco the Puppet and an extra head. I think that is a really, really cool idea. I feel like I probably need 2 Paul Ellerings now. 1 to put with AOP and 1 to put with the Road Warriors. Now we get to the WrestleMania set that the Paul Ellering will be included in. China. This is probably my most wanted China look. I always thought this was her best look. Also comes with the women's title. We also get a Shawn Michaels, very similar to the classic superstars we got. And then we get a Goldberg and an Edge. The Goldberg, we've seen to had a lot of the same figure over and over, it seems that way. But that Edge is a slam dunk from when he was with Foley at way back in the day. I believe WrestleMania 22. Don't quote me on that, but a cool Edge. Now we start looking at some basics, and we get first time in the line Tegan Knox, both knee braces, which is a must for her figure. A pretty good basic, I would say. Another first time in the line Humberto basic figure. You know, it's very smart of Mattel to put a lot of these figures as first time in the line as basics to get people to buy those that will later buy the Elite. It's really smart marketing on their part. And we did get shown a basic grayscaled version of Candice LeRae. I think this figure will be really good. I'm very interested to see how small they make it, as she is a very small in stature. We also have first time in the line Dakota Kai and Toni Storm. I really like the Toni Storm, but the Dakota Kai, something wrong with that one. Luckily, this is just an early image. I think they will fix it and adjust. Just not firing on all cylinders there, that's for sure. We have our first pictures of the new Survivor Series line for this fall. A repainted Samoa Joe from the Rey Mysterio 2-pack is what it is. This Kane is interesting. I'm trying to remember what year Kane that is, but I think that'll be the heavy hitter of the set. And then we have a new John Morrison, where they're going to really milk some John Morrisons with some different decorations, come up with the tag title. And then Drew McIntyre, which should be pretty popular, but basically a repaint of the other Drew McIntyres we've had. Nothing really new there. We move into the Walmart Decade of Domination line with Undertaker. Very similar to his entrance grate, but a nice update for a lot of people, including myself. Next up in the Decade of Domination line is an overdue Mark Henry. We've needed this one for a long time. I just hate that they always stick him with a barbell every single time. Also cool to see. Probably the only Randy Orton figure I want at this point is the early first incarnation Randy Orton with the shaggy hair. Very similar to his Jax early figure. And all right, finally a John Cena figure I'm excited about. Number 33. I like to think of myself as the Larry Bird of wrestling figure collecting. Of all collecting, I am the Larry Bird, so I gotta have this John Cena. I don't know about that fisherman hat, but is what it is. But I'm happy to have that Cena with a 33 jersey. And we get the early Natalya figure. We've talked about these figures in the past, but it's really cool to see these in packaging finally. And this Kane is going to be one that's going to be really hard to get. Very similar to that Jax limited edition I've been chasing, which seems like forever. I go back and forth whether or not I like this Big Show. That painted on singlet just looks really strange to me. And then Triple H, it's alright, I guess. Very similar to the one we got a few years ago in the Purple Bikers, but I will take it. Speaking of years ago, this Kofi Kingston is basically an updated release from an early Elite series we got long ago. And then finally, this Beth Phoenix, her first Elite figure, slam dunk here. I think this is an awesome figure. I think that green really pops.